started. That's Brenda Jones. This is Fred Leland in the KISW Miss Rock. Rolls Power. Look for him to be a factor here. Brenda, we just saw her drifting there for a moment. She'll get started under her rigid sequence for starting. Milner Irvin, the Renault, and the Milner, of course, has already won against this class of boats. George Johnson in the Executone had a second-place finish, his first appearance in the slower flight. And the two drivers, there's Will Muncie, of course, with the Kawaguchi Travel. Bill Muncie's son, Will, and it's nice to see him back in racing. Jerry Hopp, who is at the wheel of the Machine Rock Band, he is not a qualified driver, unofficially with our information, and he is not going to be able. We're not going to be able to show him to you because we don't have his picture as a qualified driver. In any event, the Miss Rock is there. We're looking for the Machine Rock Band to come out. There is the Princess Yacht. Good head-on shot of that Turbo Allison boat, driven by Brenda Jones. Princess Yacht and Brenda Jones. The Rose, they call her. Now, there's George Johnson in the Executone. This boat, after it sank last year here on Lake Washington, was re-outfitted, sponsons rebuilt, new cow, also horizontal stabilizer added, verticals, boat repainted. Nice-looking outfit, and of course, one of your favorite crew people, Danny High.
You better believe it. He's one of the outstanding young people in the business.
Yes, he is indeed.
Danny High. Well, the Renault made it. Jerry Zenith must be breathing a little easier now. It doesn't sound too good, though. Oh, wait a minute. That's the Kawaguchi Travel just going past the starting line. He's confident as Burton as you see the Renault, but up in front of him is the Kawaguchi. And, yeah, Will Muncie's got it sort of running. It's confident Burton right now.
A lot of bad noises.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. That's Fred Leland and the Miss Rock KISW in the background. Here comes Will. Come on, Will. Keep it going. You got a long ways before you get home.
Feels like the wind's starting to blow a little bit harder now, Don.
Yeah, you can feel it coming down here past the official barge.
I don't think there's any question in anybody's mind that the class of this fleet would be the Executone and the Renault. Look for George Johnson to try to put some pressure now.
Mike, look at the time.
The Renault.
5 seconds.
We're
coming up on the 1-minute gun. Watch
no
this.
Way.
You're going to see a demonstration of the rule book right now. There. Yeah. Too bad. Up out of the cockpits all over.
You had to be That's right. As you would say, you have to maintain a plane at the 1-minute gun, and he was barely getting his seat warmed up.
Don, I don't think we're going to see much strategy in this heat other than just staying alive.
I think you're right. Both slowing way down. They are a bit ahead of time. Usually you hit the entrance buoy going into the turn at about the 30-second mark. We're at 38, 37 seconds now. That's the Executone with George Johnson. Let's see if he tries to put a little more of a challenge together against the Renault here in Heat 2A.
And it appears that Milner's going to go real wide again and try to get a little bit of a smoking start. That boat does accelerate real well, so he'd be in good shape if he can go a little bit wide and get a faster start and get to the first turn first.
As best I can tell, I see only 3 boats running, so the Kawaguchi must be on the infield by now. We do have 4 boats. Okay. Here we go. The start of the Heat 2A. Kawaguchi is in the backstretch, but just barely running, so let's call it a 3-boat race for now. As they come around now, down to the 3-second mark, looks like it'll be a very good start. A good, hot start. Here's the Kawaguchi slowing down, and here we go with Heat 2A. Great start for Milner Irvin and the Miss Renault in that very light boat. George Johnson slowing way down just across the starting line, and he's got a little bit of fire coming out of the stacks, and he's gone dead in the water. So now we're down to 2 boats. Kawaguchi, if he can stay alive, to get a 3rd-place finish possibly. So anyway, going down into the south third, it's the Renault on the right side, Fred Leland and the Miss Rock on the inside as they go into that south third. As you see it here from Sky King. George Johnson, just passing the starting line, went dead in the water. He's sitting in the main straightaway. The Kawaguchi just coming out of the north third to start the race. That's the leader, Milner Irvin. There's George Johnson sitting in the cockpit, wishing he could join the guys in the backstretch. In the meantime, Renault, big lead over Fred Leland, and why not lay back? He can get a 2nd-place finish. 2nd place, Fred Leland, the Rock. 7-second lead, almost 8-second lead for that man, Milner Irvin and the Renault. So far, the hunt that they were playing when they decided to go into the slow boats is paying off. Just starting the race is Will Muncie and the Kawaguchi. Keep it going, Will. You're going to get yourself some points. And about to complete lap number 1 is the leader, as you can see on the left, from Miss Renault, the brand new, beautiful yellow boat, very low profile with the Allisons, fiberglass sponsons. Absolutely beautiful boat. Milner's running very nicely. Kawaguchi still going. This may be a tortoise in the hare. Who knows? Fred Leland about to finish lap number 1 as he comes down the main straightaway in the Miss Rock. Milner Irvin, the very low stabilizer wing in the back. Doesn't do a whole lot of good, but it's there for looks anyway. Like they say, you can eat lunch off the back of the stabilizer, the wing stabilizer. Into the south third is the Renault.
It appears that the Renault is
Go ahead, John.
much better than this heat than we did in the first. It looks like they made some aerodynamic changes in the boat. The boat's running an awful lot closer to the water. It still gets the turns really well and accelerates real strong, but it steps over the rough stuff a little bit better and doesn't, even when it gets the nose in the air, it's real flat, comes down a lot flatter, and it doesn't hang up there so long like it did in the first heat.
Average speed lap number 1, 115.6 miles per hour. That's the second place boat, Fred Leland, the Miss Rock, a 2-year-old boat, all aluminum, no stabilizer wing. It has the drop deck near the cowling, kind of a different style. And of course, there's the boat that was made back in Detroit. And it's doing awfully well here. And there's Will Muncie, the Kawaguchi. He's on lap 1, you got to remember, but if he can just simply finish, he'll get third place points, and of course half points in the slower heat. Milner Irvin, he's out there for a cakewalk if he can just keep that Allison going. Way up close to that windshield. As you can see, he's tucked up way forward. As he comes down, he is now on lap number 3. I would imagine he's laid back a little bit. No, he's going even harder. On lap number 2, he ran at 117 miles per hour. That's 2 miles per hour faster than in lap number 1. Nice tight shot of Milner Irvin. Took last year off. Drove the Kenny Toyota for a while, a couple of years ago. And Fred Leland built that boat just north of Seattle out there in the country out near Bothell. Well, Miss Rock, the KISW. And third place, Will Muncie in the Kawaguchi Travel. So it's now a case of attrition. Everybody keep going, get your points, go on back into the pits and call it a great race. We're on lap 3, excuse me, John, lap 3 for Milner Irvin.
This is a real good opportunity for Milner and the Renault team to go out there, run around the race course a little bit, and really use it for a learning experience. We're able to gather a whole bunch of information about what the boat's doing in different areas on the race course, and for Milner to feel out the race course a little bit.
Okay, Will's, I think he's maybe giving up for the ghost. Let's see what happened. He has been black flagged, evidently. Okay. Milner Irvin completing lap number 3. He's 2 laps away from getting another win here at the slow boat heats. As we said, Will Muncie, the boat has been black flagged, we understand. It is dead in the water on the north end of the straightaway. The Executon is dead in the water just past the starting line. It barely started the race, and there's George waiting for a taxi. Lap speed 115 miles per hour for the Renault. There's your second place boat. He is also on the lap number 4. That's Fred Leland and the Miss Rock, the all aluminum hull.
Don and John, while we're watching this parade, which by the way is spaced a little wider than they do the Lilac Parade in Spokane with the floats, this particular parade, though, gives Milner Irvin an interesting opportunity. Gives him a chance to take a shot at some fast straightaway running in some relatively good water, knowing full well that he's going to have to do that, which may explain why he is running quite as hot as he is running right now, despite the fact that there is no competition for him. Essentially what it amounts to is he's taking a look at that race water and essentially educating himself, because he knows the next time he comes to the race course, he's going to have to go hotter than blazes to beat the fast guys.
The Miss Rock KISW just completing lap number 3. He is on lap number 4. Milner Irvin here is in the north turn of lap number 4. And he's moving along just fine. He's coming around now to complete this lap 4, and he'll have 1 more to go. Again, the Executon, dead in the water. The Kawaguchi Travel, dead in the water. We had a 5-boat start, and now we're down to 3. Check it, down to 2. Boy, that boat looks nice. It's riding awfully well for a light boat. There's your distance. Actually, it's 3/4 of a lap. That is not a quarter of a lap. That's Milner Irvin right there. 113.7 miles per hour on lap number 4 for Milner Irvin. Mr. Clean. What do you think of the boat, Mike and Steve and John, as far as handling now in the rough water?
Well, I've got to tell you, Don, that I'm very impressed. I think that John is absolutely right when he said that Milner's times of over 115, somewhere lap speeds of around 117. He's using this as a staging or experimental. I mean, they have to find out just exactly how that boat is going to run in all kinds of conditions. This is an ideal opportunity for Milner and Jim Kurth to take a look and see just exactly how that boat is going to run under conditions just like this.
I would imagine that man, Fred Leland, is grinning a little bit too. He'll get second place points.
He might listen as he goes by, and you'll hear that he's off on 1 cylinder at least, if not 2. Listen to that. That's
a little bit like a logging truck there.
That little popcorn, I like mine with butter over.
Here comes the winner, completing lap number 5, Milner Irvin, and the Miss Renault. 2 straight wins for that boat. That one was not too terribly demanding, but it got a lot of valuable testing time. And now he's slowing way down. Yeah, I wonder if something's wrong with that boat now.
Oh, it appears, Don, that he's just slowing down to make a right-hand turn to come into the pits.
Okay.
He's not one of those that's into the cool-off laps. He usually likes to come home right away.
Okay, lap 5, slowed down a little bit, down to 111.3 miles per hour. So he'll come straight into the pits, as you said.
That Turbo Allison engine that he's running isn't quite like a Merlin engine. They run an alcohol, which runs considerably cooler than the aviation gasoline that the Merlins and the Griffins run. So he's not required to take that much of a cool-down period. Milner can come straight into the pits.
Also, by getting back there right away, it gives the guys on the crew a little bit more time to get that thing prepared to go into the final heat, which they should make by now.
That's very true, John.
Well, the writing's pretty clear on the wall for the ELF team, if you will, the Renault team, and that is that they're just going to have to charge hard in the final. And Jerry, I think, solved his problem. One, I think, that was a little bit self-appointed when it began, and that was to give Milner Irvin some race water opportunity. Milner's now had a dozen laps of good testing. As far as high-speed laps, they've been pretty reasonable, and I think now he's looking forward to going into the final. Renault looks awful sharp.
Completing his lap number 5 is the Miss Rock, Fred Leland, the KISW coming in now, officially getting a second place here in Heat 2A, and he'll come straight into the pits as well. A little wave, attaboy, Fred. And on the other hand, George Johnson. This happened to him in the second heat of the slow boats in Pasco as well. If I recall, went dead in the water. Had a second place finish in that one, too, behind the Kenny Toyota.
You know, one of the interesting imbalances with respect to the fan plan is that you have a situation where here, the Miss Rock returns after finishing second. Her point spread is not good enough to get her into the final heat, and she'll have to run yet again. And you also have the Executone sitting out there with the possibility of not having run in this heat at all, with the possibility of capturing it, even the Princess Yachts capturing it in the consolation race, and still getting into the final heat in the back door. So it's
here's one that got away from us, by the way. That was Brenda Jones and the Princess Yachts that went dead in the water very, very early in the race. In fact, she didn't make it for the starting line.
I don't think she made a legal start. No.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Great performance. All right, Milner, move in if you would. You've made the final now. Now there's no doubt about it. Water's calming down a little bit out there?
It is. It was considerably better this heat. In fact, the water was very nice. I like if it would stay that way for the final heat, we'll have super water.
All right, now you don't want to give away too much strategy, but tell me how you're going to handle this final.
I haven't really, as far as starting position, I haven't decided that yet. I mainly started on the outside just to be in clean water for these two heats. I don't know where I'll be on the final.
Compare how you feel inside from this morning till now. You got to be more excited than you were 3 hours ago. You're closer to it anyway.
Well, we're one heat away from winning, hopefully.
Okay. All right, like that optimism. That's great. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Tony.